Listen, I'm about to give you something most men will never understand. 3 simple phrases that tap directly into female psychology so deeply that when you use them correctly, women can't help but respond. And here's what makes these phrases powerful. They don't sound like pickup lines. They sound natural, confident, real, which is exactly why they work when everything else fails. Most men think attraction is about looks or money. But what really makes a woman unable to resist you? It's how you make her feel. It's the emotions you trigger. It's the psychological buttons you press without her realizing. And these 3 phrases, they press every single one. I'm breaking down exactly what each phrase is, why it works psychologically, and when to use it for maximum impact. Because timing matters. Context matters. Use these wrong, they lose power. Use them right, you become the man she can't stop thinking about. Phrase number 1. You're trouble, aren't you? This phrase is pure psychological magic. When you tell a woman, you're trouble, aren't you? You're flipping the script completely. You're not chasing. You're not complimenting. You're calling her out. Playfully. Confidently. Here's what happens in her mind. First, you've triggered curiosity. She's thinking, what does he mean? Why does he think I'm trouble? You've created a question that demands an answer. As long as she's trying to figure you out, she's engaged. Second, you've issued a challenge. Most men validate women constantly. But you're suggesting she's dangerous, unpredictable. That means you're not intimidated. You're not trying to win her approval. You're observing her like you've already figured her out. Third, most important, you've created tension. The word trouble has implications. Risk, breaking rules, things that shouldn't happen but might. And when you pair it with, aren't you, you're inviting her to confirm or deny. Either way, she has to engage. Delivery is critical. Say this with a slight smirk. Not a full smile. Not serious. Somewhere in between. Your tone should be teasing, but grounded. You're not hoping she likes you. You're deciding if you like her. Timing matters. Wait for a moment where she's said something playful, done something flirty, or revealed edge. Maybe she made a sarcastic comment. Maybe she challenged you. That's your moment. You lean back slightly, hold eye contact for a beat longer than comfortable, and say it. You're trouble, aren't you? Then stay quiet. Don't explain. Don't backtrack. Let it hang there. Let her respond. She's either proving she is trouble or proving she's not. Either way, she's qualifying herself to you. You've shifted the dynamic. You're no longer hoping she's interested. You're slightly suspicious she might be too interesting, too dangerous, too much fun. And that makes you different from every other man who approached her this week. Women are attracted to men who aren't fully convinced yet. Men who are still deciding. This phrase does all that in 5 words. But as powerful as that is, the second phrase goes even deeper. Because while the first creates attraction, the second creates connection. And connection is what makes her unable to walk away. Phrase number 2, tell me something you've never told anyone else. This phrase is dangerously powerful. When you say, tell me something you've never told anyone else, you're not asking for information. You're creating intimacy. Instantly. Deliberately. Here's why this works. Women crave emotional connection. Not small talk. Not surface conversation. They want depth. They want to feel seen. They want someone willing to go beyond the shallow. But most men never go there. They stay safe. They're too afraid to ask real questions. You're not afraid. You're signaling you can handle depth. That you're comfortable with vulnerability. That you want to know who she really is, not just the version she shows everyone. And that's incredibly rare. That's magnetic. When you ask this, several things happen. First, you're establishing this conversation is different. This isn't just another chat with another guy trying to sleep with her. This is something more meaningful. Second, you're giving her permission to be real. Most people spend their lives wearing masks. But you just told her she can drop that. You want the real version, the hidden version. That permission is deeply attractive. Third, you're creating a secret between you. Whatever she tells you becomes something only you know. A shared confidence. Shared secrets create bonds. They create the feeling of us, even if you just met 20 minutes ago. But here's what makes this truly powerful. It's a test. You're testing whether she's capable of depth, whether she's willing to be vulnerable, whether she trusts you, and if she does, if she actually tells you something meaningful, you've just accelerated the connection by weeks or months. You've skipped past surface level and jumped straight into real intimacy. Delivery is everything. You cannot ask this with desperation in your voice. You cannot ask it like you're trying to trick her. You have to ask it with genuine curiosity and calm confidence. Like you're comfortable with whatever answer she gives. Best time to use this. During a moment of quiet, not in a loud bar, not when she's distracted. You need her full attention. Maybe you're walking, and there's a natural pause. Maybe you're sitting, and the energy has shifted from playful to serious. That's when you look at her, really look at her, and say it. Tell me something you've never told anyone else. Then you wait. Hold eye contact, don't rush her, don't fill the silence. Give her space to think, to decide if she'll trust you. And whatever she tells you, you receive it without judgment, without shock. You just listen. You might say, I appreciate you telling me that, or thank you for trusting me with that. You've just created real connection. She's told you something she doesn't tell people, which means you're not just people anymore. You're someone special, someone different, someone who got access to a part of her others don't see. And here's the thing about intimacy. Once it's created, it's hard to walk away from. She's invested now. She's shared something vulnerable. Vulnerability creates attachment. She'll think about that moment later. She'll wonder why she told you. She'll realize talking to you felt different. That's the power of this phrase. It doesn't just make her attracted, it makes her connected, and connection keeps her coming back. But we're not done. While the first phrase creates attraction and the second creates connection, the third phrase creates desire. The kind that makes her heart race when she sees your name on her phone. Phrase number 3, we probably shouldn't do this. This phrase takes everything to the next level. This turns attraction and connection into raw, undeniable desire. When you say, we probably shouldn't do this, you're introducing forbidden fruit. You're creating the idea that whatever's happening between you is risky, dangerous, something that breaks rules, and nothing is more attractive than something you're not supposed to have. Here's the psychology. When something is forbidden, our desire increases exponentially. It's called reactance theory. When we're told we can't have something, we want it more. This phrase triggers that exact response, but it's more complex than reverse psychology. You're creating tension by acknowledging something is about to happen. You're not asking permission. You're stating a fact. This is happening. We both know it. We both know we shouldn't. But we're probably going to anyway. That acknowledgement is incredibly powerful. You're not pretending there's nothing there. You're calling out the elephant in the room, the chemistry, the pull. And by saying we probably shouldn't, you're making it her decision too. You're not pushing. You're just pointing out that you're both standing at the edge of something. Here's what happens in her mind. She's already feeling the attraction. She's already thinking about possibilities. She's already wondering what would happen if this went further. But she has rules, boundaries, things she tells herself she doesn't do. Then you say those 6 words, we probably shouldn't do this. Suddenly all those rules feel less important, because you just validated that yes, something is happening. Yes, it is intense. Yes, crossing that line would be risky. But you're also suggesting maybe it's worth it anyway. You're giving her permission to break her own rules. The beauty is it works on multiple levels. If she agrees, You're right, we shouldn't. You haven't lost. You've created even more tension because now you've both acknowledged the desire and chosen to restrain it. That restraint makes desire stronger. It builds anticipation. But if she disagrees, why not? Or who says we shouldn't? Then you've got her permission. She's actively choosing to cross that line. She's making the decision, which means you're not pushing boundaries. She is. Timing is critical. You cannot use this too early. If you say it before anything has built up, it sounds presumptuous. But if you wait for the right moment, when tension is thick, when you're both feeling it, when the energy has shifted, then this phrase is devastating. That moment usually comes when you're physically close. Maybe you're walking and you've drifted toward each other. Maybe you're sitting and your knees are touching. Maybe you're standing and she hasn't stepped back. Maybe you just shared a look that lasted too long. You lower your voice slightly, hold eye contact, say it with a slight smile. We probably shouldn't do this. Then stay still. Don't lean in. Don't make the move. Just stay there, creating space for her to decide. You've acknowledged the desire. You've given her the opening. Now it's her choice. And 9 times out of 10, she closes the distance. Because you just made her the one choosing. You just made her the one deciding that, yes, maybe you shouldn't, but you're going to anyway. And that choice is intoxicating. This phrase turns you from someone she's attracted to into someone she actively desires, someone she's willing to break rules for, someone worth the risk. Here's what you need to understand. It's not about the words themselves. The words are tools. The real power comes from the energy behind them, the confidence, the certainty, the complete lack of desperation. When you say, "You're trouble, aren't you?" you're not hoping she agrees. You're stating an observation. When you say, "Tell me something you've never told anyone else," you're not begging for intimacy, you're offering it. When you say, "We probably shouldn't do this," you're not asking permission. You're acknowledging reality. That's the difference between these working and falling flat. If you use them hoping they'll make her like you, they won't work. If you use them from confidence, from knowing that whether she responds or not, you'll be fine, they're irresistible. Because women don't respond to words. They respond to the man saying them. And if you're the kind of man who can say these things with genuine confidence, with playfulness, with understanding that you're creating an experience rather than manipulating an outcome, you've already won. These phrases are just the beginning. The real magic is in who you become when you use them. Someone bold enough to call her trouble. Someone secure enough to ask for real vulnerability. Someone confident enough to acknowledge desire without apology. That man, that's the man no woman can resist. Not because of tricks or tactics, but because he's rare, he's real, and he's exactly what she's been looking for.